Köszönöm szépen, elnök asszony. Dear colleagues, Vice President Borrell, I want to address this to him. I come from a country that fought hard for its democracy and paid an enormous price in human lives in 1989. And what the history of my country taught me is that simply holding elections does not equal democracy. Elections under dictatorship are grotesque. 36 years later, I come here and ask you, does anyone think that elections held in a climate of terror can be considered free and fair? Imagine that on general election day, you put on your best clothes and head together with your family to the closest polling station. And there, as it happened in Uganda, you're met with violence and terror by your own government forces who are supposed to protect you. People are shot, arrested, opposition leaders are under house arrest, and worse. Do you trust the government the next day after such elections? Does the world trust that government the next day after such elections? We need to stop talking in riddles and agree on the fact that the 14 January election in Uganda ran against any policy of a free, safe and equal election. President Museveni has been ruling for more than 3 decades now. He managed to fool everyone, global leaders, international organizations, even the European Union. What happened in Uganda before the elections is unthinkable in any country that we call democratic. Blocking access to the internet and social media prior to the election day is unacceptable. It leaves people in the darkness of disinformation. Bobi Wine, Uganda's opposition leader who conducted peaceful protests in order to condemn that the poll was rigged, has been put under house arrest for several days. Neither media nor party officials were allowed to access his home. Is that a fair chance? Is that a fair fighting chance? Mr. Borrell, I'm sorry that I have to say this, but I find myself in a position to tell you that our ambassador, Attilio Pacifici, and to him that your post-election regrets are not enough, because at least 50 people lost their life to police fire, because hundreds of other people were injured. So let us say it out loud. The elections in Uganda were neither peaceful, nor free, nor fair. Taking note of the results, as you did, Mr. Vice President, simply means accepting the result. Dear colleagues, if we do not act now, the shrinking of the democratic space will be more and more visible. This is something we see all over the world. We find ourselves being more and more an island of democracy and human rights. But we should be a standard for democracy and human rights. Ugandans know what they want because they told me, a few of them in Romania, where I come from. They want democracy, they want fair elections. And we, the European Union, must stand by them. Thank you.